Firstly, I want to express my appreciation and gratitude for the cruise, everything that I've experienced.
You are a good creator.
Thank you. I've met him fairly often meditator over maybe 30 or 40 years. I've been trained in many schools of meditation. The last master I served under, his teachings are entirely congruent with yours. You have taken me a step beyond, and for which I'm most grateful and appreciative. The things that the former master taught, and I will be very brief, he taught that you need to balance, it's basically on the chakra system, you balance the three physical chakras, which is the physical, the visceral, and the emotional. And then come the three subtle dimensions corresponding to the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And he said to balance the first three, the first trinity of the physical, allows you to expand into the subtle, the non-physical. And that was pretty much the extent of his teachings. However, he did talk about multiple universes, so on and so on. He also demonstrated to us on several occasions that he could be multiple places at the same time. He had great powers, as you do. However, what I'm most grateful for is you have simplified this in such a way it's more accessible to people, and I'm so thankful for that. Now, my question. Why do non-physical beings choose to come to Earth as opposed to some other Earth around the universe? Because there are millions of them.
Well, before you move on to that, we want to talk about the meditation that you were describing, because there are a lot of different people who are teaching different methods, but in all of those differences, there is one common denominator that we think is really worth identifying. And that is, the whole point of meditation is to raise vibration, which means the whole point of meditation is to distract your consciousness from anything that is vibrationally off. And so most people have a lot going on in their mind. They have lists of things that they are keeping track of and worrying about and fretting about and just trying to keep track of. And often those things that are active in their mind are the reason for a vibrational discord that is preventing them from allowing, as we were just describing, that connection and the results that they're looking for. But even more, it is disallowing their awareness, their perception of the good things that are right before them. But because they're on a different vibrational wavelength, they cannot see them. So meditation is a good process to help you quiet your mind. So meditation helps you stop resistance. And when you stop resistance, your vibration raises. And when your vibration raises, you then have the ability to see more of what's in your vortex and be more of who you are. So as you understand that that is the general intention of meditation, then different methodologies make sense, because this master that you were speaking of is getting you to focus upon things that you have no way of knowing about. You cannot see those chakras with your eyes. Someone could tell you, you have a purple jelly bean here and an orange jelly bean here and a red jelly bean here. Focus on the jelly beans and it would serve the same purpose if you believed that there were jelly beans there. So it's better to find something that you don't have any way of associating anything with. In other words, it's a rare master who can say, focus upon your troubled marriage, focus upon your problematic financial conditions, and let's see if we can achieve enlightenment. It just doesn't work that way, you see. So anything that you can use to distract yourself, anything that you can use to focus upon, will cause a releasing of resistance. And when you do, there's a raising of vibration that simply puts you in another state of attraction, which means another state of seeing, another state of feeling, another state of hearing, another state of knowing, you see. So now we're ready to continue with what?
Okay. It's a non-physical question, really, but people from the non-physical they choose to come here and die before birth, in birth.
No, wait. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying the non-physical, you make a choice to come here to Earth, to have a life experience, to experience contrasts, and hopefully,
we come to create. Non-physical
Right.
energies come to this environment for the delicious experience of creating,
Okay.
of joyful
I
creation.
understand. Now, when a child dies before birth or shortly after birth, what is the reason why that non-physical being chose that? They wanted an extreme contrast for some reason.
Well, there are so many reasons. It isn't a good idea to try to give one reason to all of them.
No, of course not.
Because
There
they
aren't. It's
come
no
with
one reason.
different intentions, you see. But the most important thing is to realize that there is a continuity in all of that that is wanted and understood by that broader consciousness. And to try to define it, in other words, we can give you some examples of why someone would come and taste and reemerge. Sometimes it's because of an agreement with the people to whom they are born. That is generally what it is about. The beasts of your planet really have an advantage that humans don't have, because they come and reach maturity faster. They have a fuller, more delicious experience, and then they reemerge. And because they're coming more frequently, then they don't have as much resistance and all of that. The beasts of your planet are much better allowers than the humans. But the humans are much better focusers. And so the perfect situation, as far as a human is concerned, is to come into a physical environment and be aware of what they are doing vibrationally and control vibration. In other words, that's the optimum experience. But there is no right or wrong in it, you see. All of those judgments about the rightness or the wrongness. A woman sat in the hot seat a few weeks ago and made a very strong proclamation. She said, everyone in the Abraham community is thinking about it. Jerry died the wrong way. Nearly jolted Esther right out of trance. It was a very jolting conversation. And we say, that never, ever, 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 ever happens. In other words, you cannot get it wrong and you never get it done. You are having the experiences that you're having to satisfy intentions that you're holding, you see. And that broader non-physical perspective is always a strong part of it.
Absolutely.
But there is something that we've been saying to you for a while, and it's really worth chewing on here. It's part of the necessary conversation. And that is, we say to you that you are the creator of your experience. And humans say, well, what about destiny? What about the intentions that I held from my broader non-physical perspective? We say, yes, certainly there were those. And then our friends fret, but what if from my broader non-physical perspective, I intended something that from my physical perspective, now I've changed my mind about? Do I have the capacity in my physical form to get things squared away in the way that I want it to be here and now? And we say, the answer to that certainly is yes. But as you are working to come into continual alignment with that broader part of who you are, as you come into concert with that broader intention, with the intentions that you held, yes, before you were born, but most important to understand is that that non-physical you is evolving as a result of the physical experience that you are living too, you see. In other words, there have been no decisions made. Here it is, strongest statement of the forum. There have been no decisions made from non-physical that are being held precisely as they once were. Everything is open for amendment, and everything is constantly being amended by the likes of you who are here having this physical experience. And that is not only what physical evolution is about, that is not only what the evolution of all species is about, but it's what evolution of consciousness is about too, you see.
Wonderful.